Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm King Sway. Today, we have another RPG horror story adventure for you. This one is the GM told I said GM, DM rather, told me that I couldn't have a character that uses both swords and spells. Yeah, because the title itself just, you guys get it. You guys get it. So, we're gonna jump right into this one. Here we go, homie. Hi. 1 year ago, me and my friends started a D&D campaign. If I remember correctly, on the first session to create the characters, DM was helping everyone with creating their characters. But he also had books with him, and he told us not to search online because he didn't trust online information. Red flag there. So when it's my turn, I told him I wanted to see all the different classes. But he wasn't very happy with this, and he explained to me every class very poorly. Again, another red flag. I then asked him if there was a class where I could use spells and swords, and he told me that didn't exist, which isn't true. And that the most similar to that was a paladin, and that was more of a support spells than damage spells. I was sad because I really wanted a character like a fighter that could use a sword with one hand and spells with the other. Then the DM said that the fighter was cool and strong, and super vanilla, but didn't have any magic. So I ended up choosing the fighter class. I thought to myself, everyone's choosing magic or other abilities, so I'm going to prove to myself that and everyone else that I can be just as strong and go hardcore style. Some sessions later, I leveled up to level 3, so the DM came to help me. He was telling me that I could use an archetype, and I was very surprised that there was an archetype called Eldritch Knight, which let me use magic. I was super happy, but then my friends were very upset with me because it would take time to choose spells, which is very stupid because all my friends, we were 6 players and a DM, except one used magic. And because of that, I ended up choosing champion instead. Once again, the DM insisted me choosing this one because it was the simpler one. Flat out, I'm just calling bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit. That DM's just, he's being lazy. He's being lazy. With all of that, I was actually very super sad with everything. I could have my magic, and everyone else was making fun of me because I was vanilla. I tried a lot of times to ask the DM to let me change my archetype, but he always said no, that he couldn't do that. Bullshit. Bullshit. He could. He's choosing again, lazy DM. Yeah. Usually I try not to curse, but just no. So some sessions after I accepted my character, I rolled a natural 20 to find a wolf because I really wanted 2 wolves. And after the battle, I tried to tame the wolves, and my stupid friends killed one of them, and they tried to kill me. And they were super happy and they were always laughing, which I couldn't understand because I helped them tame a bear. Dick move, dude. Dick move. Like, seriously? No. I understand that D&D is a thing for power fantasies and things like that, but I think that one particular friend was playing out his power fantasy because he probably couldn't take OP in real life, or at least not without great difficulty, so he's like, I'll do it here. At the end of the session, we were at the top of an acid volcano, and it ended up with them pushing me inside of it, and my character dying. Then he told me I could finally create a new character. I was very like, what the F? And I was also very sad. Why wouldn't they just let me change my archetype? Why couldn't I have the 2 wolves that are really super weak and the other player could have a freaking bear? I remember I was so sad I just went home and cried and called my girlfriend at the time. There were more stupid things they have done to me when I was playing D&D, so I don't have much willingness to continue playing with these campaigns. But I wanted to share this story with you guys. Sorry, English is not my first language. And thanks for reading it to the end. Edit. It was the DM's first real campaign, but he didn't do it very well, and he didn't read the rules very well. Because he did some things that doesn't make sense to me. I searched online and I found out that he was doing it wrong. But because he's the DM, I couldn't say much without making an argument. But at least he could play the NPCs very well in post. Nothing about that sat right with me at all. It's like, oh, there's no character class where you can use swords and sorcery, but somebody in there was a warlock. I know that because there were editions where he kept editing, he kept adding things like little details. I have the link in the description, so you guys can go on and see that part. But flat out, everything smelled of bullshit to me. The whole thing made me mad. Rangers can use magic. They're swords, like, but he didn't want to let the OP use the Eldritch Knight. I call Arcane Warrior, but it's all the same friggin' thing. But still, and everybody's like, "Oh man, we don't want to take time out to get your spells. You know, you got to pick spells and everything." But I had to wait for you. So what's the problem with you waiting for me? In the words of Granddad Freeman, when he met that hoe, y'all know what episode I'm talking about, and the little kid was acting up in the store, he looked at the mom and was like, "Have you ever tried beating his ass?" Because that's exactly what's running through my head. Like, no. And when the DM said, "I can't let you do that," no, you don't want to let me do that. And I would have said that I think that's what's the difference between me and a lot of other people. When you tell me something that straight up smells like bullshit to me, I'm standoffish. Not only am I standoffish, I'm gonna confront you right then and there. Because the most you're gonna do is kick me out your game. And at that point, I probably don't want to be in your game anyway. But you're not gonna sit here and bullshit me. That just, the whole thing, just like I said, it didn't sit right with me. It's just, okay, it sounded like the DM was trying to hype himself up to be more than what he was. And then the OP was like online and finding out that, no, this dude sucks. And then the dick move when it was like, "I help you tame a bear. Come on, help me tame these wolves." And then you kill one on purpose. And then you laugh at me. And then later you push me in a volcano. Nah, I'm good. I came back with a character that killed all of them. And laughed at them. But that's just me. That's just, I don't know. I know I seemed a little bit riled up. A little bit more riled up than I normally do. But like I said, that whole thing didn't sit right with me. It's just, yeah, it's wrong. The whole thing is wrong to me. Like, but that's where I'm gonna call my little rant. If you like the story and you know to like the content and everything, and you're new to the channel, think about liking and subscribing. If you like the story and the content and you're not new to the channel, think about liking and subscribing. It's a simple action for you guys, but it means the absolute world to me. And it also lets YouTube know that people like my content, and it puts it out there for more people to be able to get a hold of my content and maybe like it. So another reason why it means the world to me. I can interact with more people, and I know a lot of you I interact with on a regular, and especially I bullshit with, and I love it. But before I finish, in my last video I did mention that I had written a book in time for Valentine's Day. I just finished everything to make sure that it goes into paperback format. So when that goes on, in case anybody actually cares, I'll let you guys know. But until then, I'm King Sway, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.